Simon, welcome to this interview that we scheduled for today. Maybe you can introduce yourself for the people who don't know you.
Yes, of course. Hi, Karim. Thanks for having me. My name is Simon. I'm 23 years old and I'm a professional poker player for around 3 years, since the beginning of my 20s, kind of. And
Which format do you play right now?
I mainly play MTTs, except multi-table tournaments.
Yeah,
Yes,
live and
focus on
online,
that.
right?
Yes.
Exactly. What do you like more?
I like both a lot. I think it's like the combination. If you play online for too long, you kind of want to play live again, and then when the variance hits you live, which is like the variance is way, like you feel it way more when you play live, then you kind of like to get back to the online grind and just play a lot of tables and reduce the
So a good
variance,
mixture.
kind of.
You also stream, right? At the moment.
I used to stream a lot this year in 2023, yes, but like the past few months, I played more live and then, yes, wasn't really at home, traveled a lot, so didn't really stream too much the last 1, 2, 3 months, but want to get back into it in 2024 for sure.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of people who watch Twitch a lot know you. They at least saw you or a reel of yours or something. Let's talk about the coaching a little bit. Can you tell me why you reached out to a mindset coach in the first place?
Yes, like I reached out to a mindset coach because like I heard from a couple of guys back then. It was Fedor Holz, who said that it's beneficial for every poker player to have a mindset coach. So yes, I was just interested in improving my skills mentally and physically as well.
And was there something you wanted to work on, or how did you feel before we started working together?
I felt like not too well. I remember in this year, beginning of the year, I even cried because poker wasn't going well. And then a few months later, I like had big debts as well. So I just thought that mindset coach could help. So I wanted to work with one.
I think mindset plays a huge role, especially when you compare this. People have a normal job and they just get their income every single month, right? It doesn't matter if they work a lot or not a lot. They get just the same amount of money every single month. And then when they make the transition of playing full-time poker, then it's basically all on them, right? If they work a lot, if they play a lot, and they play good poker, they make a lot of money. But at the same time, when something is off or when they don't feel well or whatever situation happens, then they play less, and then variance is bigger, and then it can be, a losing month or whatever. And then, especially when you have losing month after losing month after losing month, and then you have some debts or whatever, that can be very, very, very big. Yeah, and of course, reaching out to a mindset coach, as Fedor said, is always a smart idea. We started working together, and what did we work on?
I think we started working just on the mindset right away, like that you create a vision and so on. We set up goals, a schedule. Then we made a lot of very beneficial exercises, like where you see yourself in 10 years, like how should your dream life look like, and also like your day. And yes, then we just visualized that, and in general just worked mindset wise a lot on the problems that you face, like how to deal with tilt, tough times in poker. It can be very, very hard, challenging. So just worked how to deal with it the best possible way.
We also talked a lot about performance, right? It was always a topic of performance and playing your A game on the poker table. Can you maybe also talk a little bit about what you learned in that regards?
Yes, of course. So performance, yes, it's definitely the most important thing. Like when you play MTTs, it's very, very difficult to keep up a very high performance over a long period of time. Like I always have some problems. Like you play a session for sometimes 12 hours, and like to keep up the concentration for 12 hours is extremely difficult. We work with a performance sheet where you track your performance. We tried everything to have such a high performance as possible. Means like your recovery is very important, or your preparation, I would say, is also very, very important, as well as the break, what you do in your break. If you just sit in front of the computer and do nothing, or you go stand up, get some fresh air, and stretch a little bit, do some exercise as well in the breaks. Also do some exercising to just improve the concentration and the performance overall at the tables. There we had some special routines. We developed pre-session routines, post-session routines, and also what we do in between. So that was definitely a game changer.
You mentioned a little bit about the performance sheet that we have and also other exercises. So how did the work together look like? Did we have weekly calls? How did it look like for you?
Yes, I think we had weekly calls or sometimes one-on-one call every 14 days. And then we had the group calls as well on a weekly basis. They were twice a week, and there you can join as well and talk, of course, and you get to know other players and their way of see how they are working with mindset coach and how they perceive things. So that was also very beneficial and helpful to see how other players approach the game. So
you also had the members area, right? The members area where you got access to all the sheets that you mentioned, to meditation audios. You had the community calls, the one-on-one calls, and of course the accountability, right? Which I also think is huge for poker players. And I think a lot of people, they forget about this, or they overlook it, because accountability is extremely important. And I think coaching without accountability is just worth half the amount of money, I would say. What changed after working with me?
In general, you just know now how to have a very high performance, kind of. So like what to do to really have a high performance on the tables and how to overcome tilt. For example, that you don't just spew away your session after you face a few bad beats. You rather take a few deep breaths. I was able to deal with tilt way better most of the time, and then also like off the tables just had to improve work-life balance, like was doing learn to do a lot of things to treat yourself well, which improve your performance afterwards, kind of like to just recover, do massage or some sauna, some spa, and some sport of course as well, to then be fully prepared the next time when you return to the tables. So I learned there a lot.
And you also had a big score, right?
Yes, this was actually when I was streaming this year. I had the peak of my viewers. It was in April when yes, I had the final table of the 1K GG Masters on a Monday. It was, and then we dealt in the end 4-way, and that was yes a very great experience.
Do you want to share how much you cashed?
Yes, we did a deal, and I got 4th place for 110K.
Wow. And that's a life-changing amount of money, I think. Yeah. For some people, I mean, you can just do the math. If someone makes 20, 30K a year, yeah, how long it takes until he has 100K saved, right? That's a huge amount of money, definitely. And this was just the beginning, right? Afterwards, at least I saw that you grow tremendously as a poker player, and you also joined my advanced mentoring, where you learned even more than before. And since then, I think you're crushing it. That's what I have experienced with you so far. Yeah. So from there, it just went upwards. Who would you recommend working with a mindset coach after your experience?
I would recommend it to probably almost every poker player, but to especially the ones who want to grow a lot. Of course, the process takes many years, but if you like want to grow faster in some other life areas, like be very healthy, especially like many poker players, they have problems with their back or neck. I also experienced it this year because I neglected my health a little bit. But yes, for like every person who just wants to have a very healthy and happy life, and also of course successful one.
Let's go back to your stream and your plans for 2024. So you said you want to stream on a regular basis, but I also know that you coach people. Can you tell me a little bit more about what coaching you offer, what you do with your clients? And yeah, maybe some people are interested.
Yes, so far I didn't work too much with other players. I coached 1 or 2 low stakes guys, and yes, like just we take a look into your database. If you have some hands, then we can see some leaks on your game, And of course, we work a lot with solvers. And in general, if you have any questions, you can just ask anything about the game, kind of send some hands. And then we try to improve and fix your leaks.
What is your goal with your clients? You want to have clients on a regular basis, or you want to support them for a short period of time? What is your dream situation with clients? So who is the perfect client to reach out to you?
Yes, it's like a young, low mid-stakes guy who just wants to build a bankroll and move up in stakes. It can be both, like short-term or long-term. Like once a week, twice a week, but then just go from there, like see how you develop over the months, and then if you want to keep working together, we can do that.
Maybe also interesting for people who want to reach out to you, you also speak German. Yeah,
yes.
That's basically your first language. You're from Germany, because I also know there are some players in Germany who might be interested in your coaching, or some people who move to a different country, because the poker law in Germany is a special topic. So you can also share a little bit of your experience, how you deal with the whole situation. And I think if people are interested, I will link down below your Instagram, of course. Anything else I should link down below?
Yes, for now, Instagram is, I think, the best option. Yes.
All right. So
I will link Twitch if you want.
Yeah. So I will link down your Twitch and your Instagram channel down below, so people can reach out to you. They just tell you they come from this interview. Anything else you want to share?
Yes. So I definitely can just recommend to like everyone to just move a lot in general. I know it sounds a bit awkward, but as a poker player for real, the last 3-4 years, I just sometimes had periods where I just didn't move. Like it means stretching and just in general go for a run or just move quite a lot, because I really had a really bad injury for the entire year, kind of, where everything got stiff kind of on the left side of my body. It started with a hand from an injury here, and it developed like a huge stiffness in my neck. I wasn't even able to move it like upwards and downwards, because you just don't realize that. I think most people, they don't realize that they are kind of stiff in some parts of their body, and it just also reduces your performance a lot. So if you're very flexible and so on, then the blood flow is better in your body, and you can just play better kind of as well, and have a
100%.
better life without.
100%. And I think also the older you get, the more important this will be. Yeah, because I also feel it when I was at the beginning of my 20s. I was probably, very, very flexible from the ground on. But then the older I get, the less you stretch, right? The more weight exercise you do, the less flexible you get. And I'm also working on this a lot quite lately, the flexibility of my body, stretching, and making sure that each part of my body is at least more flexible than it was a few months ago.
Yes, I think it's extremely important. Like also when you just walk on the street, sometimes you see a lot of older people like in their 50s, 60s. They already walk like this a little bit with their head forward, and they don't even realize that they have a huge problem with their neck, and they can't even fix it anymore. Maybe it's too late already because they didn't pay attention in their 30s, 20s, 30s.
Yeah. The earlier start, the better. Same with coaching. Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's mindset coaching or strategy coaching. And I'm sure people will subscribe to your Twitch channel. And of course, if you're interested to work with Simon, he has an awesome mindset, as you already know, and he's a crusher poker-wise. So definitely reach out to him. Simon, thank you so much for taking the time today. And I'm sure people will tune in to your Twitch channel.